Hello and a very warm welcome. In today's video we're going to talk Sauber F1 team. A team that can't even get the basics right and they wonder why they're joint last in the constructors. Now, I am not a Sauber fan, but I feel very frustrated watching what I'm watching every race this season. Error after error, and they can't get the basics sorted. And what chance do you have of scoring points as Sauber? Zhou Guanyu and Valtteri Bottas as the drivers, I actually feel sorry for them because they're dealt a shit hand. And yeah, it's appalling, Sauber. Honestly, the basics of Formula 1. They practice probably 100, 200 pit stops a weekend, and they can't get their pit stops right. And again at China, even Guan Yu Zhou had a long stop. It's shocking by Sauber. I don't know what's happened with their pit stops, whether it's a wheel nut issue or whatever issue it wants to be. It's not good enough for Formula 1. We've gone from refueling, 10-second pit stops, then we were down, and now we're like anything over 3 seconds is quite a bad stop nowadays. So yeah, I've felt really bad for Valtteri Bottas in China. I thought Bottas was superb in China, and he got robbed once again by his team. He was performing brilliantly. He got into Q3, did really well, good weekend, outshone Zhou at his home Grand Prix. He's running in the points, and then his engine goes, and he's let down by his team once again. So both drivers are coming to these tracks. We got Miami next. You've got no hope of scoring points because you know the team are going to fuck you. Whether the car lets you down or it's going to be a 59-second pit stop. It's not good enough. They can't get the basics in order, and it's going to cost them dearly. It already has cost them dearly, but you've got the likes of Haas scoring regular points with Hulkenberg. Obviously, Sauber are going to be fighting Haas, you know, your Williamses, your Alpines. Luckily for Sauber, Alpine and Williams are just as bad. Otherwise, they could be last in the constructors with their tail between their legs. Yeah, I don't get it. Honestly, this team finished 6th in the constructors, and they're just going backwards. 9th finish last year. What's it going to be this year? It's probably going to be 9th or 10th again. For me, they should have freshened the lineup with Teo Porcher, but they don't want to do that. They want to keep Bottas. They want to keep Guan Yu Zhou. Zhou, it was good that he got his Chinese home race, but the reality is he good enough for Formula 1? I think not. Only on the grid for his Chinese money. Bottas, been there, done it, won races, but probably coming to the end of his career. But he was brilliant at China, and I felt really sorry for him when he was the first retirement. He pulls off engine. I mean, it's typical Sauber this season. It's a joke, absolute joke. If you're a Sauber fan, you've got to be so seething. Pit stops, reliability issues, and they've got hope, aspirations. I mean, don't forget they go into Audi. Yeah, I remember a Key, like they've got James Key on board. They took Seidel from McLaren. Obviously he's going to be round for the Audi transformation, but yeah, I'm really frustrated watching Sauber because they haven't got a cat in hell's chance of scoring points, and the drivers are just meant to put up with it, and the drivers will pay the price with their drive at the end of the day. It'll be down to the drivers not delivering, but when you have him, I mean, it's nearly been every single race there's been a pit stop issue. It's shocking. It's the basics, it's the standards. Get the pit stops right. You win and lose as a team, but when it happens every single race, I mean, we've seen it all season long. Bottas in the pits for like a minute, Zhou in the pit for 30 seconds. It's absolutely shocking. I cannot believe a professional outfit, a big Formula 1 team, can get so many basic errors wrong. The pit stops, I mean, it's every time. A Sauber, I mean, they already stand out like a sore thumb in their like green darts costumes. and you can't miss Bottas with that white hair. But you see a Sauber come into the pits and you're worried. Like every time they come in the pits now, I'm worried that the drivers, no matter where they are, Bottas could be leading. He's going to come down the pit lane and Sauber are going to shaft him on the stop. They really need a ticking off the pit crew. It's unacceptable at this level of Formula One. And it's not just once, it's happened like 4 or 5 times this season. And then Bottas doing a great job for me at China. I gave him an 8 on driver ratings, even though he retired. I thought he was superb. The old Valtteri Bottas. And he's let down by his team. And Sauber will not score points if they keep making basic errors. It's really frustrating to watch. Any Sauber fans, comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. Really frustrating. I can't imagine what it's like for the drivers. Yeah, thanks for watching. Adios.